Hey guys, it's IanCH. I'm here doing a little video introduction of my downpipe from REVO for the 2015 Golf R. I currently have a billy boat downpipe, which has not been serving me well. I've got the first one, the V-band flange was warped, and the one up here, and that was really not a good thing, so I didn't even install it. I sent it back. Billy boat sent me another one that was still a little warped, but they had ground it flat, so I said, okay, I'll put it on. But I actually had problems down here in the midsection with the slip fits not lining up. The pipes weren't meeting each other together, and so as a result, the exhaust is leaking, and I got a persistent check engine light. So I got this Eurojet REVO downpipe, and I want to talk about the features here and discuss some of the reasons why I think it's a better product, and then later on I'll post a follow-up video with the results after I did the install in the next couple days here. So starting at the top of the downpipe here, you can see the stock turbo flange. Now, you don't want this to be warped at all. If you buy a downpipe, you should always check that if this is flat, and you can do that by pressing it up against a piece of glass. So I press this up against a piece of glass, it's totally flat. Very good seal that is going to happen when I install it, so I'm happy with that. You can see the mandrel bent section going down to the catalyst here. Now this catalyst is a 200 cell catalyst. You can see it's welded in place pretty evenly. I'm pretty happy with the welds. They're a little bit beefy, but function over form in this case. I'm not looking for a pretty downpipe. I'm never going to see it, but a nice beefy weld is a sign of good craftsmanship. So these are MIG welds. I know I previously spoke out against MIG welds in favor of TIG welds, but the MIG weld, after doing a little bit more research, as long as you use the right wire, is just as durable and strong as a TIG weld. It may not be as pretty, but I'll take it. So moving down to the catalyst here, this is a the section here you can see has a V-band connection right here, and the whole upper section can be removed from the engine bay from the top. So if this catalyst, which is an aftermarket high flow catalyst, one of the things that the downpipe manufacturers probably don't tell you is that these aftermarket catalysts don't last as long as stock OEM catalysts. So whereas an OEM catalyst might last 7 or 8 years, or even longer, an aftermarket high flow catalyst probably won't last nearly as long. And if you have long-term ownership concerns, this pipe could provide you with some extra benefit, because you'll be able to change out the catted section for one with a new catalyst in your garage, as opposed to having to take it to a shop and having to lift it up and refit the entire downpipe. So moving down to the O2 sensor placement, you can see that the O2 sensor is in the OEM position. That's desirable, and now we'll talk about the V-band a little bit. So first off, looking at the clamp here, this clamp is a Clampco clamp. It has the branding right on the side here, and one of the benefits of this is that a normal V-band clamp is just a solid piece that's formed to compress around the V-band. This clamp has four pieces, 3 pieces around the side here. This clamp has 3 pieces around the side with an outer tension band. So this prevents a stretching kind of motion when you tighten the bolt on the side. And so it provides a very good seal, and it doesn't unevenly load the flange, so that everything is sealed up nicely and is really excellent. So you might say, why do I want a V-band construction in my downpipe? So this V-band construction allows you to do one thing. With a slip fit, you have to slide it into place, and then that rotation, once you have it fully slid to this direction, is fixed. You can't really rotate it because it's all pressed together with a interference fit. With this, I can, while it's loose like this is not even close to tight right now, I can rotate the pipe as necessary with it in position and get the exact fitment that I want, and easily change the position of the clamp here and tighten it up. And that's going to provide me with good fitment and make it easy to remove the pipe. So that's great. So Moving down to the flex section here, you can see it welded on with the same very consistent welds, although considerably beefier than a TIG weld. This flex section is smaller than the OEM section, and it's yet to be seen whether or not that's going to play a part. But you can see that it moves quite a bit. It's definitely not a big concern for me, but we'll see how it works out. Now, moving on, you got a second V-band section. This one behaves just like the other one. You can rotate the whole pipe. I'm not going to move this one too much because the whole pipe's going to fall down from its standing position. But you can see that I have easy adjustability, and that's going to pay dividends when installing the pipe and trying to get the right fitment to get a good seal and avoid any fitment problems. So last part to talk about is the back pipe. So this is the major problem with the billy boat downpipe that I had, was that the back pipe was bent in such a way that it didn't mate up with the stock catback square. So once again, I had a problem where the pipe was off angle like this, and it was mating up like 10 degrees off, and it caused an exhaust leak right away at the back pipe, which wasn't a problem because it was post the secondary O2 sensor. But I found that after time, the front section started leaking as well, which we were looking at, and so that's what is actually causing my check engine light, because the leak was before the secondary O2 sensor, and that was pretty unacceptable. So this one, the only parts to really highlight here is that it uses the OEM, instead of using a slip joint to connect to the OEM catback, it uses an OEM clamp, so it comes down to the OEM section size and then uses that section to connect to the OEM catback. And then the other point to talk about here is that the material is very thick. I obviously can't show it to you on the video, but this pipe is probably a few pounds heavier than my billy boat downpipe was when I got it, and you can tell that the material is much stronger. I didn't talk about the mating flange to the subframe when I was up front, but looking at that, it's very strongly welded to the pipe, and this pipe is definitely thick enough and made of the right quality steel that I won't be seeing any rip out issues like some have seen on other generation of downpipes, where I know some Mk7s had some problems where that welded flange would rip off, and that was a big problem. Definitely not something good for long term. This thing is very solidly built and something I feel comfortable putting in my car for the next few years, maybe even as much as 7 years, which is how long I plan to own the car. So in conclusion, very happy with the pipe at first glance. We'll see how it fits up this weekend, and once I know how much or how well it fits, I'll post an impressions video and let you guys know how it goes.